And I'm George Estevez. Linda and I were just talking about how strange this story is. A carjacking, sure, we talk about those, but the suspect used a bow and arrow this time, and it all ended with a crash and a police shooting.
It started before 6:15 this morning when a security guard at SCAD says the man first tried to carjack him, and you'll hear from that guard in a moment. Then the carjacker fired an arrow into a woman's windshield on West Peachtree Street to take her car. It ended about 90 minutes later with a crash and police shooting in Marietta. And we have live Team 2 coverage here at 5.
We're going to hear from the security guard in a moment. First, though, Chris Jose has the latest on that crash and that shooting. Chris, what a story.
You can't make this stuff up, that is for sure, George. I can tell you that I've confirmed here late this afternoon that this is the first officer-involved shooting here in the city of Marietta since August of 2016. Today's shooting happened near Marietta Square, which is just a few blocks that way. Follow me over here. You can see down there that the scene is clear now along Atlanta Road and South Marietta Parkway. But earlier this morning, this place was swarming with officers.
We're in cowboy country.
Just feet away from the crime tape, neighbors near Atlanta Road and South Marietta Parkway had all kinds of descriptions. It's here where a Marietta officer fired a gun at a man with a bow and arrow.
A bit of Rambo, maybe.
GBI told us his name is Trent Emery. Here's another look at the loaded weapon.
Wow, bow and arrow, I mean, that you never see anything like that around here.
Jesse Brown works a block away.
When I drove through underneath the underpass, I saw the crashed car.
The GBI says the 29-year-old from Canton ended up in Marietta following an alleged carjacking in Atlanta. Around 7:45, a Cobb County police officer responded to a car crash.
The accident appeared to be severe with injuries. We had passing motorists saying that the vehicle that you see behind me had gone in and struck the side of the bridge.
The GBI says Emery got out of the passenger side door and pointed this bow and arrow at the Cobb County officer. Marietta police told me one of its officers arrived as backup, gave multiple verbal commands to drop the weapon, and when Emery did not comply, the officer fired one shot.
The incident itself took roughly 20 minutes before we were able to get him into custody. We were negotiating with him actively outside of the vehicle. And the GBI confirmed to us this afternoon that Emery is stable at nearby Kennestone Hospital. By the way, we did file an open records request for the 911 calls. But earlier this afternoon, a record supervisor told us that it was actually a Cobb County police officer who called this in via his radio. We're still working to get a copy of that call. For now, reporting live in Marietta, Chris Jose, Channel 2 Action News.
And Chris, so many details still developing. Once we get those calls, we'll be able to learn more and figure out exactly how and why this happened. Thank you.
Just crazy. We want to get now to Audrey Washington, continuing our live Team 2 coverage in Midtown Atlanta. And Audrey, you actually spoke to that security guard.
And one of the students here, Linda, actually gave me this email that alerted him about the situation. Now, I first want to show you just how closely these incidents happen to each other. If we whip around here, I just want to show you right there behind me. Police say the suspect first carjacked a woman right around the corner there on Peachtree Street before he tried to carjack a person here at 1600 Peachtree Road.
I was a little concerned at first.
Students here at the Savannah College of Art and Design in Midtown Atlanta both shocked and confused by the bizarre crime that unfolded just steps away from their classrooms.
Hear about that it was like with a bow and arrow and all that is probably, kind of so irregular.
According to Atlanta police, a man later identified as 29-year-old Andrew Emery approached a woman here at 1438 Peachtree Street Tuesday morning. Police say he then fired a compound bow and arrow into her car windshield and then forced her out of her car.
I'm definitely worried. I mean, that was just something that I wasn't expecting.
The woman told one of our WSB photographers at the scene that the suspect also threw a fire extinguisher at her. The woman was not hurt, but police say Emery wasn't done yet. They say a man matching Emery's description and again armed with a bow and arrow then tried to carjack a security guard around the corner at 1600 Peachtree Road.
I didn't believe it at first. To be honest, until my friend sent me screenshots and I was like, interesting.
We checked in 1600 Peachtree Road, brought us here to the Savannah College of Art and Design. Tuesday, a student gave me this email he received from SCAD. It reads in part, quote, "The Atlanta Police Department has informed the SCAD Department of University Safety that the suspect involved in the attempted robbery this morning in the parking garage at 1600 Peachtree has been arrested."
But seeing that security was out in full force today, I feel a little bit better about it.
Police took Emery into custody after they say he later crashed the car he carjacked on Peachtree Street in Marietta. During that encounter, police shot Emery after they say he refused to drop his bow and arrow during the encounter. And we also learned that neither the person here at SCAD nor the woman over on Peachtree Street were hurt during the carjacking and then the attempted carjacking. We're live here in Midtown Atlanta. Audrey Washington, Channel 2 Action News.
And Audrey, I think I'm with that student who said I didn't believe it at first. I mean, it's just not the kind of thing you expect to see happen. I'm so glad the two people right there were okay. Thanks.